All right, guys, so we're going to get into our spoiler discussion here of Falcon and Winter Soldier in a moment. Prior to that, there is something else that we're going to discuss here. I'm giving you fair warning. It does cover, it's a potential spoiler for upcoming Falcon and Winter Soldier stuff, potentially. Okay, so this is for the next like 5 minutes. When I wave my hands like this, so someone remind me if I forget. When I do this, the potential spoiler information for Falcon and Winter Soldier will be done, and we will be discussing just the show overall. So, starting now, there's been our favorite thing in the world, some toy leaks, And if you remember, I think we talked about this on stream or something like not too long ago. The Hot Toys, as you know, the things we love here, they released the images for the Winter Soldier figure. So, I mean, John and I very astutely immediately were just like, well, I wonder why they haven't released a Falcon one. Probably because he was going to be in his Captain America costume and they're not revealing it yet because it hasn't happened in the show. Oh, probably. And that's pretty much like this. I think exactly what the case is now. John that brought up. I was telling him that we were talking about this before the show, and maybe they're just not done with it yet. So that's why the promotional photos aren't yet. Like maybe, but because I brought up the point that the toy league we have right now is I think just the Hasbro one, but it does have Falcon and yes, the Marvel Select one. So it's the Hasbro Disney exclusive stuff here. Your Marvel Select figure of Falcon in the Captain America the suit here, and this is from Falcon and Winter Soldier. Like this is the branded Falcon and Winter Soldier. Unlike this Winter Soldier figure is not branded Falcon and Winter Soldier. This is comic book Winter Soldier. This is from the show. So like there you go. Like he's gonna. Because I don't know how, but there's still been like people speculating out there. Like I've seen so many people just like they don't know if like they wonder there are people out there wondering if Falcon's going to end up with the shield and if he's going to be Captain America at the end of it. And it's like it's obvious, like that's what the show is. So I don't know why people didn't think it was like I don't know how people are questioning it. And then like these are out there in the wild. You can just find this. I mean, I found it. It's right there. It is what it is. So Falcon is definitely becoming Captain America. He's got the shield. He's got the suit. It is what it is. So, what do you guys think about this? Do you think it was just as painfully obvious as me? Because, like I said, this is potentially a spoiler, but I feel like everybody knew this was coming. Like, I mean,
I knew like this would happen.
Yeah,
I live under a rock. Like,
yeah, you didn't even watch the first 2 episodes until this, and you still knew what happened.
yeah,
Like, you know,
yeah.
I mean, realistically, you don't even have to watch the show to know it'll happen.
No.
It was pretty much insinuated based on the end of Endgame, and then if you know the comics, it was just kind of obvious, in my opinion,
Sure.
that they were going in this direction. So, John, do you find this surprising? Do you think this is actually a thing? Because I mean, it's in my opinion, it's hard to deny something branded by the television show that this isn't something that's going to appear in the television show. Normally, that doesn't happen. You know what I mean? So, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the only way that this isn't how the show ends up is if this is like, I don't know. If episode 6 episodes, so if episode 4, like for some reason Falcon has to take on the persona, but then turns it over to Bucky by the end of the series. Like maybe he's only Captain America for a handful of, for 1 or 2 episodes, and then for whatever reason he doesn't feel comfortable with it or wants to be his own man, or what he said to Bucky in this latest episode plays true for him. Like it doesn't, that's not who he wants to be, and he turns it over to Bucky, and Bucky ends up, because if you read anybody that knows the comics knows that at one point Bucky was Captain America, at one point Sam was Captain America. There's been a litany of people that have held the shield. So just because this is out there doesn't mean it's necessary. Is it that it's necessarily going to go this way? Is it likely? Yeah, I think it's more likely than not. I would definitely take it as a good chance that this is the end of it. But again, like that's the one thing I like about the Disney shows. I don't think anything's ever 100% like this is definitely going to happen. There's nothing you can say that means it's going to be. Hulk was going to be at the end of Infinity War. Well, guess what? That was a fake promotional image they put out. So
True.
they could have mocked up this package and put this out there, and like maybe Bucky's cap at the end of it. And this is all just a bait and switch or feint to throw people off scent. I don't think that's the case, but it could be.
Right.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much a done deal, in all honesty, especially if you, I don't know, given like the narrative of the show, it only makes more sense, in my
Well,
opinion. Like especially at the end of this show episode.
Steve handed the shield to Sam at the end of Endgame. Like it just doesn't ring true that these characters who have known and loved for this long, that they would not honor, Steve. If there's going to be another Captain America, that they would not honor Steve's wishes and have it
Exactly.
be, because they respect that man so much. They respect what he did and what he stood for so much, that there's no way that that's why they're having such a hard time with. I mean, we're getting into the show now, but we'll get back to. I'll go back to it.
Yeah, we'll get back to it, because the only thing I'll note here before we move on to the actual review, because it is hard to talk about this without talking about the show, so I totally get it. But this doesn't say, just for anybody who's not astutely reading this, it says Captain America on the packaging.
Yeah,
It
doesn't
doesn't
say
say the Falcon or Sam Wilson. It says Captain America with, you know what I mean? So it just, I don't know. That, I think that was the only thing that would be debatable, is if he would actually go by the moniker of Captain America, or if he would just wear the red, white, and blue and use the shield. I think that was pretty much up for debate. I wouldn't have gone like either way with that. You know what I mean? Because that's the thing too. When it gets, this is kind of go into the show, but yeah, well, I don't know. Calling yourself Captain America isn't like it's. He's not Captain America just because he calls himself Captain America. You know what I mean? It's just
No.
like Steve Rogers is Captain America. That's the only thing I don't like about the whole idea of like the government branding Captain America, even though like it is a government thing, so it is just like an IP. But at the same time, it's like Steve Rogers is Captain America. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and Sam Wilson, he's not even a super soldier. Like,
No,
I don't know, so it was
that's
just-
what I thought. I was like, he's not even
But
a super soldier.
I'll
yeah.
wave my hands here because we're obviously going to start spilling into the show. So it's over. It's over. You don't have to. There's no more spoilery pictures of anything that you may or may not have wanted to see. So that being said, we'll get into the show here. So we were just talking about, if you skipped the spoiler-ishy segment, we're just going to jump right off here with we got our boy here. Show started with, I think that it was great that the show started with introducing us to the John Walker character and letting you see him, that he's just like he seems like a good guy.
Yeah, he seems like the all-American kind of
Like he seems like they gave you some, like, he makes it seem like you're like, okay, maybe this guy's not that bad, then it's fine, because when they show him at the end of the thing, the way the other episode ended, and it's just like, ooh, they did him dirty, and then you just immediately don't like the guy in the suit. But then you see that, like, he's just a dude he just wants to do a good job.
Yeah.
This is what it is. Now, the only thing I have that I had issue with, going like, this is gonna jump in like way further ahead, but they do that whole like training montage of him, and like he's whipping around the shield, throwing it just as hard as freaking Steve Rogers would throw it, or Bucky would throw it. And like, but the training montage itself, it's like, how long did he have to train with this shield? Because Sam just gave them the shield.
right.
Like how?
He's
Like,
pretty experienced with it, like in the fight scenes and everything.
yeah, that's what I'm
too.
saying. It's like you had this thing for like a day, and you're whipping it
Yeah,
around like Steve
but-
Rogers.
But I think that's part of the bigger story, is that the government, while Steve Rogers was Captain America, and while he was the one running around with the shield, the government didn't just go, oh, we lost the formula to one super soldier, so we're just giving up on the super soldier program. We're not going to have contingency plans. We're not going to have, Black Ops training programs going on anywhere else. Like I think
So do you
that's,
think he's a super soldier?
I think that's part of the story.
You think John?
I don't know
Walker's
that
super
he is.
soldier?
He might be enhanced somehow. I mean, clearly they're saying that there are other super soldiers out there that because they say in this episode that the flag smashers are all enhanced, and there's somebody out there called the power broker that is able to hand out this stuff. So I think it would stand to reason that, and we also get we also get clued in that there is a history of super soldiers in the government. Steve Rogers wasn't the only one, despite what the government would have you believe. So I think it's possible that he has, maybe not to the extent that Steve Rogers was, but I think he's had some enhancement.
It still doesn't explain how they show a training montage of him with the shield when Falcon just gave him the shield.
Yeah, maybe he just went home.
Like,
and
it's
had
like
at it.
the way the montage went off made it seem like he had it for a long time and he's been training at it and he's really good at it now. It's like it's been a
But
day.
I think
Been a
that's what I'm
day.
saying. Like the training part of it, he could have been training with a shield. It doesn't have to be that shield. And then when
They
the
don't have
opportunity
another
presents-
one though. Howard
you
Stark
sure?
and Tony Stark made
But
that
they don't
shield.
have
They're
another
both
one
dead.
of this shield, but they can mock up a
Some
metal
sort of-
shield that
yeah, that weighs
the
that
same.
has the
It
same
wouldn't have
properties.
not without vibranium.
You're telling me you can't make something that weighs the exact same amount out of a different
No.
material?
It wouldn't have
that
the
would be a
vibranium is what makes
facsimile?
it bounce. The vibranium is what makes it do the things that it does. If you just grab a piece of
I
steel,
think the
it's not gonna
vibranium-
bounce on
Could be
shit.
some sort of advanced composite.
No, it's
Sure, and
it's a dumb thing that they did in the show. They made it seem like the dude had been training with the shield for a long time. Like I'm not accepting anything else than that. It was a stupid mistake. Because he picks it up. Sam just gave him the shield, and now this guy's like doing marathons with the shield. It's like, dude, you just got the thing. Like, he's like in the beginning of the episode, they show him not even wanting to put the suit on and stuff. You know what I mean? It's like he looks like a good guy, but it's like, no, he's been training behind the scenes with the shield and all this. It's like he just got it. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Either way, it's a small nitpick. I don't care about it, but it is just odd that you get the shield and like you're just an expert with the shield immediately. You know. And what I liked most, but the best scene with the shield, speaking of which, was later on here. This is jumping a little bit further ahead, but they have a quick scene when they're fighting the Flag Smashers on the truck, and my boy Bucky catches the shield at one point. That was the best part of the shield.
Picture of his face.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a quick scene too, because he just catches it and immediately throws it back to John Walker here. That's the thing too. Like, it is weird that like John Walker is not supposed to be a super soldier, quote unquote, but he's taken a lot of hits.
Yeah, and I mean the suit's obviously not like super protective.
No, it's not. Like, because that's the thing. Like Bucky, when he gets kicked from Enfys Nest out of the truck into the other truck, he's fine. But like, would John Walker be fine if he got kicked off a truck moving 60 miles an hour and then landing on a windshield?
Right.
I don't know if he would, unless he was a super soldier. And again, they have that scene where Battlestar drops in and he gets kicked off the thing, and then dude again is just an expert with the shield. Precision throws it underneath Battlestar so that he can slide on it. And it's like, okay, that's the comic book stuff. That's fine. But at the same time, if you're not a super soldier, why are you giving up the only thing that you're only one up on everybody there if you're not a super soldier? I don't know. Just nitpicking. I'm nitpicking right now. I love the show. I think it's great. But I don't love it for this action stuff, though. I love it for the character moments with like Bucky and Sam.
Yeah.
Like the scene like way later on, jumping around again, when they're when Bucky and him are in the therapy session and he says, you know, if he was wrong, if talking about Steve, is like if Steve was wrong about you, then he was wrong about me. That was the best line of the show, in my opinion, so far. Because it just shows you where Bucky's at. You know what I mean?
Bucky.
Like, and there were like people out there who like didn't understand what that like was, and it's just like, dude, Steve was trying to make Bucky understand that he's not just like some monster, you know, and like that's the whole point behind it. I don't know why people didn't understand like what that line was, but there were people out there who just didn't get it, and like he's essentially saying that like if Steve was like wrong about Falcon being worthy of the shield, then he's wrong about him being able to have a normal life, and he's not anything other than the Winter Soldier, this monster Winter Soldier. I think the show might end up leading to something to like a kind of like a revelatory like moment for Bucky to realize that like the Winter Soldier doesn't determine like his life. He determines what the Winter Soldier is. Like he could still be like he may not be Captain America or any of this. He might just continue to be referred to as the Winter Soldier, but accept that and like realize that the Winter Soldier is what he makes the Winter Soldier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? You know, it's like the Batman symbol thing. You know what I mean? It's like
Sure.
you can do whatever you want with it, like, you know, kind of thing. The Winter Soldier doesn't have to be a symbol of all the terrible shit he did, you know. Oh, maybe go something like that. Because I just don't see him actually being called Captain America, given his
No
like
history.
yeah, given his history. As much as I would much rather him be Captain America, it makes more sense. But either way, what is there anything else that stood out to you? Do you guys though? 'Cause that was literally my favorite thing about it. I know, like you like the Isaiah
Yeah, he was a good
Bradley
character.
stuff. He was good.
It was kind of a
That was
surprise.
just a really cool. Like I knew who he was. I knew what was going to
Mhm.
happen in that scene, but it was just a cool like slow burn before the reveal of
W-
what was actually going on. Like he didn't just come right out and say it. Like they just kept pushing him, and then he flings the box across the wall and it embeds in the wall. And I thought that was a great way to kind of reveal what was going on there for the people that don't know the back history of the comics and what they were doing. I also will point out that a young man that looked a little too young to just be his son, so it was probably his grandson, answered the door. And I think that there's a lot of comic fans who are assuming that that is his grandson Elijah, that will end up one day being one of the young Avengers that goes by the name Patriot. So we have Wanda's kids, that Wiccan and Speed, that have made their appearance in obviously WandaVision, and they're missing now, but as we
And they're
saw
not
in
real,
WandaVision, they appear
but
to still be out there somewhere. And now we've got Patriot showing up, we think, in this episode. And then we have confirmation that Hawkeye, Haley Steinfeld, is going to play Kate Bishop Hawkeye in the Hawkeye series. So we've got 4 of the 5, and we have
Kamala Khan.
Kamala Khan, but no, oh God, Scott Lang's daughter. I can't.
Oh yeah.
Cassie Lang.
Yeah.
Cassie Lang has already made an appearance, and then they've also announced that they've recast that role, and she will be appearing in a future project. So I think we're like one phase away from them announcing a Young Avengers.
You could say
movie or
we're
TV
one
show.
Hulkling away from a
One
young
Hulkling.
One
Yes.
thing with
Yeah.
the show that stood out
Which
to me
I'm
was-
excited about.
right.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, it's all good. One thing that stuck out to me was like towards the end of it when they're talking to Captain America outside of like the police station area or whatever. It seems like they kind of had like a bit of a confrontation, where he's like, "Stay out of my way," and makes you wonder like what's gonna happen down the road.
That was such a lame threat. Like
He's just like,
I
"Stay
get-
out of my
You're
way."
exactly right. Like he
We're
clearly
free
threatened
agents.
him, and it was like, dude, you're talking to 2 guys who went up against Thanos in like
Yeah,
the
right.
end all be all fight of all existence. Like, calm
Yeah.
down there, calm down there, Junior. Yeah.
Exactly. I was like, something's gonna happen.
It was also kind of
Yeah.
a cheesy ass line and predictable too, in all honesty.
It really was, yeah.
It's like you didn't really like. I get why it's there because they're trying to obviously show that like he's not. Because I mean, most people assume it's going to go the obvious route of like U.S. Agent in the comics, where he's kind of just like a very just hard leaning. It's pretty much it's kind of Punisher-y, we'll just say. You know what I mean? He's kind of a dick. Let's
Yeah.
put it that way.
Good way to
And
put
like
it.
so they're trying to like just throw like little things out there to show that he's not this old, because they start to show off with like, oh, this is a good guy, and you turn to
Yeah.
this is a good guy, and everything he does and says makes perfect sense. Like he's like, we should work together. Like he honestly, even in all these scenes leading up to that one point, he was still being a good guy. Like he was just there trying to help him on the highway scene. He bails him out of jail, all this stuff, and it's like, but so he does all these things just to try to get him to work with him because it would be easier if they all just worked together.
Yeah.
It would, but like they don't want to. So then he's just like, you know what? Then fuck you guys. Essentially, like,
Exactly.
and,
That's
like,
kind of what I got out of it.
yeah, which like I totally get. I would be annoyed too because like in the end, he is just like a guy trying to do his freaking job, and it's just like, it'd be a lot easier if you guys would just help me. You're literally doing the same thing I'm doing.
Right.
Like it's
We had
like
the same end goal.
yeah, and it's like you just don't want to help me because I'm being called Captain America. If I was just wearing my army gear, then you'd probably help me. like in all honesty, because I have this shield, you don't want to help me.
I think they gave him some pretty solid justification for like
That's true.
he is constrained by the limitations of the organization that he's involved with. The military has rules and regulations that he has to follow. Sam
Yeah.
and Bucky don't have those. Like, as much as Sam is
True.
like a private contractor for the military, if he wants to go off and do his own thing, like, that's his call.
Yeah, like there are valid legal obligations to it. That is very true. That's 100% true. Then we had the Zemo reveal at the end. I don't know what they're gonna do with Zemo. Like, I swear that in one of the trailers it showed Zemo with the Flag Smashers. I think he might be behind it in a lot of ways, but I don't know. If he's been in prison the whole time, I don't know, or in the psych ward or wherever the hell he is.
Yeah.
I don't know how much he could have been doing to like run the organization, but in the end, I don't know. Maybe it was just one of those things like Hulk in the trailer though, where he's not there. They just made it look like he was there. I swear the trailer I saw made him like literally like he was like literally there talking to him, but I could have hallucinated all of that. I have no idea. I really don't know. Do you think this is going to lead to them having to like get him out? Because like they're going to him for information about the super soldier stuff because he's got all this information about Hydra and all this whatnot. And what if like he has the information somewhere? Like he says there's a guy, but the guy only talked to me, so like you got to get me out, and then we'll go talk to the guy, and or I'll get you what you need, but I got to take you there. So then he's out in the wild.
Yeah.
Like I think maybe it'll go there. I think it's obvious. He has to. There has been scenes in the trailer with him walking outside with that mask. So they I know he gets out of the prison thing. He has to.
Good point.
So yeah, I don't know where it's gonna go. Other than I'm calling it now. I think he is behind the Flag Smasher somehow. I don't know how, but I think he's involved with them. So that way.
It's possible.
I don't know if he's like this power broker guy, but
That's what I was gonna say, but
well, I just don't know how much he could do behind bars. You know what I mean? It's like how could you orchestrate?
Look
all
at El
this stuff?
Chapo.
And he doesn't like superheroes, so like I don't know why he'd be making super soldiers. Like he killed all the super soldiers in Civil War, like explicitly. Like he wanted to kill them because he doesn't like that. Like he doesn't like superheroes, doesn't like super soldiers. He wanted the Avengers to tear themselves apart because he is overtly against their existence.
Yeah.
You know, so like I don't know why he would be further making super soldiers. That's the only thing I don't really know what the end game is for that. Maybe this whole like super soldier thing is like a temporary serum though, like that Project Power
something.
movie. Do what?
I read something. It was in a spoiler thing, but I'm not going to share it about what that is. But
Well, it is. It's all speculation. Where did you read?
they're not super soldiers. They're taking mutated DNA or something like mutant DNA that is giving them powers, which makes them very powerful, but they're not quite on the level that like Steve Rogers is or whatever.
Yeah, so it's not the same concept. There's just some other like it's like a temporary
a
power
mutant
boost.
gene or something is what
It's
I
not
think.
mutants.
No, that's just what they called it, like mutant.
They
like
can't call it
mutated.
mutant though. They physically can't call it mutant without everybody and their mom saying X-Men.
Yeah,
X-Men. So they're not bringing the X-Men into this show. There's already so many people out there like, and I know a lot of it is memes, but I know a lot of it's not. Where there's like the U.S. agent guy, John Walker, is Mephisto.
Right.
He's Mephisto. Like, there's literally people you bring in. If you say mutant in any Marvel hit property, everyone's gonna be like, be a Quicksilver all over again, dude.
Right.
Ralph Boner, all over. But yeah, I just don't think they're gonna do. I think it is a temporary thing. But I just don't think it'd be like mutant genes or some shit.
Yeah.
And I don't think they would call it that either. Like I don't know what they would, but I don't know. The character moments and everything are the things that work most for me in the show though so far.
Yeah.
Like I like all the stuff. Like I like this stuff. You know, it was great with Isaiah just being like, I kicked your ass or whatever. Like,
right.
It was good. John, you froze on a very, very good face here. There we go. I got you full screen for it. There we go. You're good now. It's literally like if you're like almost like your computer going to sleep or something. It was like right when you moved your mouse or whatever, you came back to life. That was weird. I don't know. Well, am I missing anything? You guys got anything else you want to add about it? I'm just looking forward to next week. Yeah. Do you guys liking it more than WandaVision?
Yeah, I
Too early
do.
to tell. Actually, I saw someone make it. People have been complaining that. Goddamn, what was it? I know people were like complaining about the episode length of this. Like, dude, it's like literally because I was reading something where somebody said like we only have 4 more episodes left, but we've only had 2 episodes. And it's like when we had 2 episodes of WandaVision, we still had 7 episodes left.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, but they were literally like twice. We've had the same amount of content almost. Like the WandaVision episodes were like 20 odd minutes, and these are 40 some minutes. So you've had 2 plus 2 is 4, man. It's been the same amount of time content wise. Yeah, it's 2 episodes, but it was 1 episode's the length of 2 episodes of WandaVision. You know what I
True.
mean? It's like it's literally because I think the length of these episodes are far and away better than the length of WandaVision. Every time WandaVision ended, I was like, I just got into it. Like,
Yeah.
but with this, I feel satisfied at the end of it. I don't want it to end, but I feel satisfied at the end. I'm happy with the length of it.
Yeah.
It's been feeling a lot better. All right, that was all I had to add. I think the length is good. Anybody out there complaining about the length? No, it's fine. 10 more minutes would be great, but I think the length works perfectly fine for the show. So, yeah, you guys got anything else? I think I'm pretty much done with it.
Yeah,
I'm
I think
wrapped
we
up.
covered it.
No, I'll be disappointed when the next 4 are over because then we've got our lull coming up. But yeah, it is
True.
what it is. It's a great show. I can't wait for the next one.
Well, do we think too? Like, I guess this can. Do we think we can have a speculatory moment here at the end of this? Is Falcon going to be Captain America, or is he just going to use the shield? What do you actually think?
I think because of that toy, he's going to be Captain America.
You think the
It's what
toy
he
leagues
thinks.
have got it?
Yeah.
Well, I think so too. I'm like, I think as much as I would rather him just use the shield, even use a red, white, and blue costume, he's not Captain America though. Like, I don't care what they do in the comics. Like Steve Rogers is Captain America. You know, I don't know, like Bucky doing it's one thing, like being called Captain America. I don't think he should be Captain America either. But like, I think Falcon should still just be Falcon and use the freaking shield. I don't think he should be called Captain America. Captain America was Steve Rogers. Like, you know what I mean? I don't like that.
Yeah.
It's like it's literally
Yeah,
like
but Steve wanted him to be Captain America.
wanted him to have the
That's why
shield.
Steve gave him the shield. He wants
That
him
was
to
it,
be
though.
Captain America. Steve understands that Captain America, I mean, this goes back to the Dark Knight trilogy that it's a symbol. It means something
That's
to
true.
people. And in a way it means even more when you put, I don't want to get too much into what I think's going to happen in the show, but the Isaiah reveal is not the end of that story. That's going to play out much more over these next 4 episodes. It's not just going to be hinted at. I think there's going to be much more we find out about exactly what happened with that situation and what the government was doing and why, while Steve didn't know about it, how the government manipulated that situation to adhere or to conform to, I don't know what the right word is, societal biases at that time, and so by Sam becoming Captain America, not just getting the shield, but by taking on the moniker and the designation, it's going to be a symbolic gesture to try and help heal some wrongs that may have happened in the past.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be vague about it all, but yeah, I think I if it does go that way, I'll be very happy with that result.
Well, yeah, you make a good point. If you look at it from the idea of the symbolism of Captain America, then you're absolutely right. It would make sense for them to call the new guy Captain America, regardless of who it is, just to carry on the symbolic nature of it. I guess it's even kind of like a Nightwing wearing the bat suit when Bruce is out of town. It's like, well, we need Batman here, okay? We can't just have you in your Nightwing garb here. No one's going to give a shit. You wear the bat suit, you strike fear in the hearts of everybody. It just is what it is. That's the symbol it's created. And I think, too, the whole scene with Isaiah, I think Bucky took him there to show him, like, because, like, the show kind of put it off to where like Sam, and I might be putting this together in my head. It may not have been all narratively like spelled out this way. This is just how I kind of interpreted it. But like Sam didn't want to take up the shield because kind of like at the end where he was like, if Steve was wrong about you, then he was wrong about me. So Sam thought it was the right thing to do to just retire the shield and just move on, right? Because he doesn't feel worthy of it. He doesn't feel like he's worthy of being called Captain America. It's like he's just a guy, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like everybody, like kind of like even what I was saying is like he's not a super soldier. He's just a guy, like whatever. That's pretty much how he feels. He's like, in no way I could live up to Steve Rogers and all this stuff. But I think Bucky took him there to show him like the government's shitty. Like you don't think that you live up to being this thing, but like it's all like a facade. Like the government, like look what the government like. You don't think you're worthy of the shield, but Steve did, and look like the government did to frickin' Isaiah. Like you know what I mean? Like the thing that you don't think you're qualified for or whatever, like being this essentially government symbol for America. Like they're shady as hell. Like and here's proof. Like get. I think that's what he was kind of getting at, right?
Yeah.
Like just trying to like show him like. It's not that big of a deal, dude. Like, Steve chose you and that's all that matters. Like,
Right.
So, and then my favorite scene though, too, other than like the heart to heart stuff though, was definitely, hey, Black Falcon. Hey, Black Falcon.
Right.
Does that make you
Sure,
Black
are
Kid?
you Black Kid?
Right.
That was so funny, dude. That was so good.
That was funny.
That was good. That was my favorite scene. That was a really good joke. That one worked really well. But guys, that'll wrap it up. Unless you guys got anything else you want to add, because that one did just come up to me.
Yeah.
All right, good deal. Then, Rick, where can everybody find you online, good sir?
Follow me on Instagram at Sir Rick Metz. I got the name down here. You can come check it out and look at my stupid pictures.
Good deal. All right, John, how about you? Where can everybody find you online?
I'm over on Twitter and Instagram at Nightwing_K. And I wrote a almost 10-page diatribe on why I love the Snyder cut of Justice League. So I think the link's up at one of those two or both of them. If not, I'll throw it up there. But if you have 4 hours to spend after watching the movie, you give that a look. Or if you're interested in seeing a real it's almost a scene by scene breakdown of exactly why I love this movie and just my rationale for why I think it plays so much better than I ever thought it could. So,
speaking of which, did you ever get around to watching BVS like you wanted to?
I started it yesterday afternoon, maybe, and I think I made it about an hour into it, and then my kid woke up from his nap, so I had to pause it. But I'm really enjoying it so far. Without with some of the Batman's violence aside, the one that gets me the most is when the Batmobile first shows up and he goes after Lex Luthor's goons or whatever.
And he just
knocks
plows
the one
through it?
car.
Yeah.
He knocks the one car into a like mobile home, and you're like, okay, those guys are done for. Like they're not necessarily dead; they're just done for. And then he shoots a grappling hook at them and drags them for 17 city blocks before throwing them into another car. It was just like the over the top. But, even that, like, okay, that's Zack's version of Batman. And, I understand that that's a cool thing. It's not practical. It's not whatever. But it's not the Batman
car
that
he
won't
grabbed
kill.
was an empty car, though. He hit
No,
the
no,
one
it's
car.
not.
Yeah, well, it was parked there. They showed it
No,
parked
I
there.
guarantee it's not. I just watched it. The dude goes, as the headlights come to him and his car gets knocked and goes flying.
Yeah, and then
over
he
the
grabs
side.
the other car. Like, he hits that car out of the way. That one flips over and stuff, but then he grabs another car that was already parked there. I just watched the scene, the HDR scene that they revealed. I swear that's what it is. He just grabs the car.
He pulls out the same thing that it hits. It hits like a mobile home or a trailer behind it, and then he pulls it out of the trailer.
It was a completely different car.
No.
Either way, I don't care.
It's crazy.
Again,
that's what I'm getting
matter.
to. Like my whole perspective on that movie is slowly changing. I think we talked about it last week. My whole perspective is slowly changing.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up. I think we were talking about it on stream or something.
I remember.
Yeah. I didn't because that's I think we were talking about it on stream, so I didn't know if like you finished
No,
watching
that's
or
right.
got to watching it
Yeah.
or something. Yeah, because yeah, you didn't like the Batman stuff, but like Ben Affleck's my favorite Batman. So I mean,
Yeah.
I love the Batman. So BVS Ben Affleck Batman is my favorite Ben Affleck Batman. That was good stuff. I liked that a lot. I don't really care about the killing stuff. That stuff aside, like fake movie stuff, it doesn't matter to me at all. Like it just
Yeah.
never bothers me.
So I feel-
Like I said, again, Punisher Batman would not be cool if he was going around just gun to heading people, like a little bit different than grabbing a car and throwing it around. Maybe the result's the same. You could argue that. I understand that. It's the same end result, right? But either way, that'll do it. We're calling it there before we get into another Snyder Cut BVS kind of talk, and it'll go on for another hour. So, guys, don't forget you can submit topics and questions to the show by emailing us here at honestanduneducated@gmail.com. That's honestanduneducated@gmail.com. You can follow me at Sir Rob Bifo on every other platform there. Every Wednesday, we have collectible reviews go up. I'll probably do I might do one of these new ones I got here. So, you know, maybe one that I have in there. If you were on the stream this past Friday, you saw that I got a new one in. It was the Punisher War Machine. Speaking of Punisher, it was the Punisher War Machine hot toy. It might be my new favorite one. I gotta say the thing's awesome. It's awesome. Rick, you like that one too, don't you? That one's good
for
too.
sure.
Damn good hot toy. So I might even do that one next. But the unboxing video will be up later this week, if it's not already up right now. I don't know yet. Depends on when I get it done. But so I did the unboxing of that, did a little preview of it. I'll have a review up sometime later, and then we stream every Friday, so coming out with us there. Like the video, subscribe, all that sorts of fun stuff. But until next time, guys, take care.